big one, right? Like blowing down doors and things like that. Even if you just step away and you brace yourself, the impact of just the air, the concussive force of it, is just devastating for your brain. The human brain apparently is just so much more delicate and sensitive than anyone could have ever guessed.
Well, and concussive blasts are a tough one because they travel. So if you're internally in a building and you find a door that's at the end of a hallway, even if you go all the way down to the end of the hallway and around the corner, the blasts can still get you because it will come down off the door, reflect off of the hallway, and still rock you.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's I thought I had a good hiding spot more than once. Did not have a good hiding. You sit and just like, oh, that hurt. Oh, more than one occasion. Or you're working with a bunch of assholes who take all the good hiding spots. You're like, God damn it. And just turn around and just ball up.
And there's not really much you can do about that, right? I mean, if you have to blow down that door, someone has to be there to detonate. You have to be close enough for it to activate, right? How are they doing it? Wirelessly?
They might be doing it wirelessly now. When I was in, it's called no-no. Basically, it's or a shock tube. So
consider all contacts hostile.
Wherever adult,
All clearance received. Hook up and head out.
The charge isn't going to go off by itself. So you need a highly reactive charge to set off an explosive that is less reactive. You keep them separate, obviously, for safety, except for the main breacher. He probably has at least one hooked up so he can be really fast. But then you just extend that flash tube, and they come in long reels. I mean, that you can get 30, 40, 50 feet. And each charge, mathematically, we do math on it to determine the minimum safe distance of every charge, and it's written on the charge so you know how far you can get away. But sometimes you're in a situation where, like I said, you think you got an awesome hiding spot, and the guy lays out the flash tube and he's getting ready to fire it off, and you realize that you're staring directly at the charge and you have nowhere to hide.
Oh, Jesus.
And they're not going to wait on you. So it's turn around, cover up into a ball, and eat it.
Oh, is there a best way to eat it?
Open your mouth and cover your ears. I mean,
really?
Yeah.
Open your mouth.
Yeah, it's instead of overloading like your sinus cavities and your ear canal, so you can cover your ears and open your mouth. It helps. If something's going to go off really close to you.
Open your mouth and cover your ears.
Yep.
What
potential collapse detected. Advise relocation to indicated safe zone.
Wave, my understanding, that contain pressure inside of your body as opposed to giving it an avenue to escape.
Jesus Christ. One of the things they're realizing apparently about concussions is that even just getting hit in the chest can give you concussion.
From the rip of the head?
Because you get hit in the chest and you're like, I didn't even get hit in the head. Yeah. But just getting hit in the chest makes your head snap and it makes your brain swoosh around inside your head, and that's what gives you an injury.
I just remember earlier on, I mean, like in the mid-2000s, it wasn't, the only question was, does your head hurt? Like, that was the beginning of whether or not you might have sustained a concussion, and then, obviously, learning much more now. And where
supply drop inbound.
You may not have even had any sensation in your head, but, you know.
It's kind of crazy when you think about how long people have been studying the human body, and this is just something they've really got a real understanding of in the last couple of decades.
I don't even know if I would characterize it as a real understanding. I think they're farther along than they were two decades ago, but I think the amount we know versus the amount that we don't know is much more weighted on the amount we don't know.
Excuse me? Hi. What's the Wi-Fi?
Oh, it's
Don't ask me Wi-Fi. I'm gonna catch this guy. Google Fi, a smarter phone plan by Google.
Sit rep. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety.
When you're sleeping at night.
Ooh, we camped?
We would do snowshoe, like just deep into the back. So we would go and you had to do your cold weather training, so getting your dry suits on and swimming through the surf at nighttime.
Oh, wonderful.
Which is an ice cream headache over and over and over again as the ocean breaks over your head. It's pretty bad. And the cold weather immersion test is there where you have to get into the water with just a pair of shorts on for 5 minutes and just then re-warm yourself.
So they get you to a point of hypothermia right to the edge?
I think, as many things are in my old job, there is a aspect of learning and there is an aspect of tough it out. and you combine the two. So it sucked, and there was a reason that they wanted it to suck, but they were also trying to teach a lesson.
Right.
But God forbid they just teach the lesson, so they make you suffer to ingrain it probably.
Yeah.
So one day you wake up and on the board, like a little whiteboard that has the list of gear you need, it just says shorts, running shoes. And I'm like, okay, this is February in Kodiak. What are you talking about? It said shorts, running shoes.
Oh, no.
Get out in the Ford Econoline van. So we all get out there and they drive to the beach where seawater is freezing at the edge. And they say, okay, go out. You have to completely submerge yourself neck deep water 5 minutes. And the timer starts. The timer starts when the last person submerges their head.
Oh, God. So you might be first. You might be like
You
an
can rush
overzealous
out there
fella.
and be all fired up, and you're just going to get 7.5 minutes is what you're going to get. So you go and you sit there, and it's the cold. It hurts for a minute, and then you're numb. The worst thing about it actually is rewarming. It feels like you're just getting pinpricked over and over and over again. Yes, that's actually Barklow.
Oh, that is Barklow. Look at him standing up there on that rock. Well, yeah. Barklow has a great rewarming drill that we actually played on the podcast before for Sitka, where he takes their gear and jumps into a lake.
So that is
or
the
a
test
river,
that they're
rather.
doing.
Yeah, and then rewarms himself with basically all Sitka's gear and figures out how to get your body back to. What I thought was interesting that I never really considered was that eating food actually ramps up your body heat because you have to burn off the calories. Yep. Your body starts processing the food that actually is good for elevating body temperature. Eating food, especially if you can get hot food, of course.
Yep.
But just eating.
So the drill he was doing actually had much more, I would say, educational benefit because they would take them there with all of their gear. Their gear list would say whatever they were wearing, plus bring your tent, your sleeping bag, and all your stuff. Because we're going to put you into the water, and then you need to survive your way out of it. Oh. So they would have to erect a tent. They would have to get their sleeping bag out, all after being in the water for 5 minutes, which is exactly what a survival situation is going to look like. For us, we went in there, got back into the van, and I sat in a hot tub and drank beer for the rest of the day. So I got the understanding of what it feels like to be hypothermic, and they have to push their head underwater.
Woo.
That guy right there is either screwing everybody or was the first person to complete it.
Now, Wim Hof does so much of this cold water submersion stuff, and he actually enjoys it and loves it.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's a way that you could use like his methods and get through that with less pain?
Potentially, even though all of the skills that I used in Kodiak, I did not ever use a single one of them operationally.
I use his breathing method in the cryo tank.
That makes sense.
Cryotherapy.
That makes sense, but those Arctic conditions, I don't know, at least in the modern theaters of war we're engaged in, I don't know where the applicability would be. So it might be a little bit of a benefit versus time expended to teach the guys that stuff. Because unless it's, we're talking like Korea, probably farther in the northern, latitudes, I mean, it's, the training was amazing. Like I said,
well, it's also building mental toughness and determination.
And that's why I said there's an aspect of learning and there's an aspect of just, this is going to suck.
Right.
Hey, you guys, guess what? You're going to do a 20-kilometer hike into the backcountry in snowshoes. There is no end state to this. There's no target you're going
Further collapse expected.
on.
Travel to indicated safe zone.
Out there, you're going to do it, you're going to survive out there, and it's going to suck for 3 days, and then you're going to come back.
You just embrace the suck.
Or you learn how to pack your backpack better. Or you learn how to move better over that terrain, or you learn how to navigate in that environment. So there's always an essence of it, but it just happens to be that there's usually a pain component with it as well.
Yeah.
A lot of military training is like this. There's the essence of pain compliance and then the actual learning technique as well.
Yeah, it's the learning technique. I mean, it is really you're learning a technique to manage your mind under sucky conditions. That is a technique as well, right?
So I was actually having a conversation with somebody about this recently. I'm of the opinion that really the only thing that I learned how to do when I was a SEAL was to enhance
supply drop inbound.
To learn other things. You're selecting for people, and to get to that point, you got to maintain control of your emotions, whether you're in pain or you're hot or you're cold. So there's that essence of self-control. Then they require so many different skill sets and so many different things that the selection process is looking for, and then at the end of it, teaching people how to become better learners and time over and over and over. It's the ability to.
I think that's the best thing you could ever really learn, is learn learning how to learn.
Yeah.
Like learning how to learn correctly, learning how to actually pay attention to what someone's teaching you and absorb it and follow the steps rather than fuck it up with your own ego and your own insecurities or whatever it is that's going to trip you up. If you can get good at something, you know, you can apply that to almost anything.
Circle collapse
really
imminent.
focus.
Get to safety.
And then they would pair it with, we'll surround you by, okay, we want to make you better at shooting, so we are going to go find world champion pistol carbine shooters. Go apply your ability to learn with them. And we would do it for weeks. Okay, now you're going to specialize, you're going to be a point man, so you need to be able to navigate and climb. So we're going to send you out to Joshua Tree for 2 weeks with world-class climbers. Go apply your ability to learn with them. And then jumping, and then diving, and then tactics, and then fill in the blank.
Outside, Mo.
Sleeping.
Him on his first jump off of a cliff in Italy, the first time he put a wingsuit on. That one stung. So it's on pause. I don't think there has been a true double failure, meaning your main parachute malfunctions, you cut it away properly, and deploy your reserve parachute, and have that also fail in 20-some years. People die skydiving all the time. The main canopy you can fly wing over your head. The smaller it is, the faster it goes, the faster it descends, but also, quite frankly, the more fun it is. But with fun, there's consequence. So there are canopies that you can initiate a turn, and if you initiate the turn too low, you cannot pull the canopy out of the turn. You will impact the ground at a high rate of speed, regardless of what you do. And if you get under that canopy with not enough experience, obviously your odds of making a bad decision.
Further collapse expected. Travel to indicated safe zone.
Fatalities, at least from the stuff I have seen, is from people making poor decisions under good equipment or choosing to execute an emergency procedure, which would be cutting away your main parachute and deploying reserve, either out of sequence or doing it too low where the reserve parachute doesn't have time to open. To me, that's not a failure of the parachute system, that's a failure of the individual who is driving that parachute system.
So if you have a main parachute and you jump out and you hit the main parachute and there's a malfunction, how do you cut it off to get the other one?
So there's two bills, one on each side. The right-hand side, you literally need to do this in the correct order, even though people have killed themselves by going backwards. So you pull to full arm extension. It's literally just a pillow with Velcro that has two cables, and the cables are what's actually holding the parachute on your shoulders. If you pull that out, a 3-ring release system, which is basically just a load reduction system, unwinds itself, the parachute's going. You're going back. It sounds worse than it is.
Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety. Net call. Supply drop incoming. Further collapse expected. Travel to indicated safe zone. Sit rep. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety.
Man, I choked that so heavy. I should have just had 2 easy-ass kills. Fuck, I need your meds.
Is how you say it. He was
Net call. Supply drop incoming. Travel to indicated safe zone. Sit rep. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety.
There's like 60-some people who are associated.
Further collapse expected. Travel to indicated safe zone. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety. Net call. Major instability detected. Safe zone evac orders are in effect.
I had no question about my purpose. Get used to operating in that headspace of just being in the first 1 to 3 seconds in front of you. Nothing else. I'm going to solve this problem on the next. This problem on the next one. Well, then I lost that ability to do that.
Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety.
It helped me deal with all the other bullshit in my life because it reset for me my what matters and what doesn't matter ratio. I was able to get rid of like the way I'll describe it is I changed a bunch of levers bullshit. In this, I'm included in this. I think most people are pegged out at a 10. Almost all the time. Like not going through life. Get into that
Fuck! Fucking hell! Fuck! Fuck, I know! Fucking second place bullshit! Fucking my goddamn fucking pussy who had no fucking kills! Fucking hid there the whole time! Fucking bullshit! Fucking not.
discerning choice.